everyone, it is Samantha and I am here today to film a reading wrap-up. It has been a very long time since I have done a reading wrap-up, so I'm out of practice. But yes, it is a new month. It is December, which means the start of the Christmas holiday season, and as you can see, I'm definitely decked out. If you haven't checked it out already, I did do a Decorate With Me vlog, which is up on my channel, and I will link it in the description box down below. So I'm definitely ready for a new month of reading. I actually will end up having quite a bit of time off at the end of the month because I am leaving my current job on the 17th, and then I don't start my new one until the 10th of next month. So I'm hoping to kind of enjoy that time to relax and to get a lot of good reading in. So without further ado, let's start with my November wrap-up and all of the books that I read last month. So I'm going to start with a few statistics. I recently started using Storygraph this past year. I will link my user down below. If you guys would like to become friends with me, please by all means send me a friend request. They just added that feature. But one of the cool things about Storygraph that makes it infinitely better than Goodreads, aside from the fact that it's a more stable app, is the fact that they have statistics. So I'm going to share a couple with you guys now. So I ended up only reading 3 books last month, but they were all big books. So in total, I ended up reading 1,469 pages. I was feeling a little bit sad that I only read 3, and then I was like, but these were big books, Sam. So yeah. The moods of these books, because that's something that is tracked on Storygraph, was basically consistent. They were adventurous, emotional, mysterious, and dark, which when you see the books, you'll get why. And then my average rating for the month was 4.3 stars. So I had one 3.75 star rated book, one 4.25, and one 5-star book. That's enough for the little statistics that I do have, and now let's dive into the books themselves, shall we? So the first book that I finished in November was The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan. I do have a spoilery review of this book up on my channel. I will also link that down below if you're curious to check it out. I'm really enjoying my read of the Wheel of Time books. It's probably never going to be my favorite fantasy series, but I'm really enjoying it, and the books are a lot of fun. They also read a little bit quicker than you would think they would, so I really enjoyed The Dragon Reborn, and I'm looking forward to picking up The Shadow Rising, maybe by the end of this month. I heard it's a lot of people's favorite book, so I'm excited to see what I think of it. But we definitely got a lot more attention on some of my favorite characters in this book, which include Matt, and then the woman, Nynaeve, Egwene, and Elaine. Those are my favorite characters, and Rand I don't actually care for, which I hear a lot of people don't like Rand, so I'm glad to know I'm not alone in that boat. But he is, for a book called Dragon Reborn, he was not featured a whole lot, which made me happy, so. My biggest complaint with this book was the fact that the pacing was weird, so it would be like really fast paced and things were, a lot of action was happening, a lot of stuff was happening, and then there would be like this lull of not too much going on. So that was probably my biggest complaint, but overall I still enjoyed it, and I found where the story is going to be exciting. And it's a very immersive world. It has some like pretty good plot twists like at the end of the book that I did not see coming, which was always fantastic when that happens. So again, I really enjoyed it. I ended up rating it 4.25 stars. The next book is no stranger to my channel, and that is Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. I am hosting my Hobb Along Read Along, and I have a Discord server for this, so if you'd like to check it out and join in on the read along, it's read at your own pace, so you can pick up whatever book you want that you're at in the series and join in on the various discussions happening in that Discord. That will also be linked in the description box. So I'm doing a whole reread of all of her books. I'm committed to doing it this time, and so I had to reread Royal Assassin, which is my absolute favorite book in this trilogy, and I posted a couple years ago a full discussion on this book, so I will link that down in the box below too. I'm gonna have a lot of links in that box this month, so didn't foresee that happening when I came into doing this video, but here we are. Anyway, this is, like as I said, one of my favorite books. There's a lot of really cool discussions happening in the Discord server as well, so it's been kind of cool to kind of discuss these books live as I read them. So I definitely highly recommend checking out Robin Hobb's books. I will never stop singing her praises. I just really enjoy them. They're also like definitely fantasy books for literary fiction lovers. She really dives down into like everyday societal issues and even just everyday like mental health and things like that we all encounter, and through the lens of fantasy, and it kind of gets you thinking and kind of processing things in a different way, which is something that I always really enjoy about her books, and Royal Assassin is no stranger to that. Plus we get Night Eyes, and I love Night Eyes. And of course this was my 5-star read for the month, because of course. And the last book was definitely a big change of pace from the other two, and that was A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I will say when I picked this up, I was a little bit jarred because I wasn't anticipating it to be taking place in the modern era in our own world, and I was like, whoa, I've been reading so much medieval fantasy, what is this? But I actually enjoyed it. It follows our main character of Galadriel, who is actually named after the Lord of the Rings Galadriel, which I thought was pretty great. And she is a magic user in this world. And what happens when you are a teenager is you are quite literally dumped into this school with thousands of other teenagers. And for 4 years, you basically have to not only learn how to use your power, which is called mana, but also survive, because there's like these beings and evil creatures and monsters that feed off of the mana, and basically as a teenager you're just like bursting with it. So there's like all of these things that are trying to kill you the entire time you're in the school, and the school is like full of magic and mechanics and things like that. So there's no adults there. Everything that these kids need is provided by the school. They're basically just left there to fend for themselves. And Galadriel is kind of like this outcast character. But she ends up kind of forming a bond with Orion Lake, who's kind of like the hero of the school. He's known for saving everyone, and they kind of form an unlikely bond. There's some funny moments, and it's all told from Galadriel's perspective. My biggest complaint was that she could be a little bit angsty, and sometimes that was a little annoying. But overall, I thought this was like such a unique world and concept that I was really immersed in it, and I loved the ending, and I can't wait to get to the next book, The Last Graduate. So it's a fun book. It's an interesting concept. I definitely enjoyed it, but I ended up rating it 3.75 stars. It wasn't like amazing, but it was fun, and it was a good change of pace from like the heavier, darker fantasy books that I had been reading. So if you're looking for like a quick read that is definitely different and unique, I would check out A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. Alright guys, that is it for my November reading wrap up. I'm hoping to read hopefully a lot more books in December. I'm actually already almost done with my first book of the month, and it's only the 2nd of December, so that's pretty good. I might be posting what I'm hoping to read before the end of the year video. We'll see. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy seeing my first wrap up in almost 2 years, and I would love to hear what you read in November, and if you have any new great fantasy books you would love to recommend to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Until next time, happy reading. Bye!